Atochin chitab kolenjin eng ketesiet noton neichome nebo Kass TV kakituiyo kora eng kasarta age eng tetutiet noton nebo Kass Mashinani neitun kong'etegei nguni kotor kiwong logoiwekab emet chekisibi eng betutab raini. Kainenyu ko Shadrack Mutai Itagat. Ngetaunen kanaset nebo Nairobi logoita kurset koityi sigik komuch kokimit somanet eng emoni. Kong'ololi eng sukulit noton nebo Currency Primary School komwa First Lady kole bo komonut eng sigik tugul komuch komut lagok koba sukul asikonyorchigei somanet.
The President firmly believes that every child deserves a fair opportunity to learn, grow, and succeed regardless of their background or circumstances. He remains committed to initiatives that support the well-being, education, and dignity of our children, recognizing that investing in them is one of the most important investments we can make as a nation. Ladies and gentlemen and learners, one of the ways we are putting this commitment into action is through the Voice of Children initiative, established under my office. The initiative is founded on a simple belief that children should not only be heard, but also be supported. Through our provision, protection, and participation pillars, we work to ensure children have the resources they need, grow up in safe environments, have opportunities to express themselves, and contribute to issues that affect their lives. Today's gift of shoes falls under our provision pillar. It reflects our commitment to responding to practical needs that help children learn, grow, and thrive. Because when we invest in children, we invest in Kenya's future.
To be here this morning as the Minister for Gender, which is mothers and fathers, Culture and Children's Services. I'm grateful to be part of this team. I've been with the First Lady in many schools where she has done such. We've been in Rift Valley, we've been in Ukambani, we've been in several places, and she has done well. She's mama doing good. Children feel good. You can see now like that, they are playing. Once they are given those shoes, they'll start looking at the shoes, they forget there are even visitors around. So thank you so much, First Lady, for the good work that you are doing. May the Lord God bless you.
This is not the first time you are doing work with the education sector. I remember for very many years, you have been running a program on mentorship of the Form 1 students. I remember those days when I used to be the Regional Director of Education, and there are many times that you were able to visit many schools under that particular program. This particular program that you have come here today is a very important component that will support the teaching and learning process because it's something that is very dear to these young people here. So, Your Excellency, we are indeed very happy, and we promise to partner with you as the Ministry of Education in all the programs that are geared towards ensuring that the teaching and learning of our students goes on uninterrupted.
What you've done to these children, the gift of shoes, goes beyond shoes. It is restoring dignity to our children and giving them the confidence. Today is just to thank you so much for making time to be with us here. And once this is done, I would like to welcome you across the other end so that you'd one day come and meet your daughters there at the Currency Girls Secondary School. It is one of our only girls' secondary school who I also know will do very well with your mentorship. Thank you so much, and may God bless you.
Ebe County nebo Nakuru legerat eng ketesiet nebo police noton nebo Central en taonit noton nebo Nakuru. MP nebo Kuresoi North noton ko Alfred Mutai ole tatat kitit anendet kapkirwok en betutab raini sikirwokyi koting'an mwaat kele kimuch kokobit chemarget nekikoten biik somok en kasarta nekimiten tuyet en wikit nekosirtoi yoton ko kasitab mut.
Kokiitita ofisishek chebo DCI en county nebo Nakuru MB nebo Kuresoi North Alfred Mutai asi kosir logoiywot kotinygei ak chemarget nekikibaorionji en betut nebo Ijumaa en komosta nebo Kuresoi North en igorta nekibo Youth and Women Empowerment nekikakisuldaen en komosta nebo Umoja en wardit nebo Nyota. Kosubkei ak okiliot nebo Mutai Benson Kuto Ogetho ko kaitita inendet ofisishek choton asikosir logoiywot.
He has presented himself as a law-abiding citizen based on the allegations that have been being peddled in the media about his involvement of whatever has been happening. So he's a law-abiding citizen and is here. He has not gone into hiding and is here to give his statement on whatever happened. I think that is all I can state by now. The rule of law, let the rule of law triumph in this particular matter.
Komiten Mutai ak MB nebo Rongai Bol Chebor nekamwa kole komiten Mutai konyoru konyoiset kosubkei ak nekinyor kakotenoshek yekingobokyi inendet neranik en betunoton.
We have accompanied Mheshimiwa Mutai to record his statement. That's where we are now. So tunataka kuingia hapa tujue Mheshimiwa andike statement yake ile ilifanyika vile alifanyiwa.
En tai ko kakiitita kapkirwok nebo Nakuru ak kityakta neranik 12 chekibwotyin kele kikotinygei ak chemarget nekikibaorionji en betunoton bo Ijumaa. En taitab kirwokindet Vincent Adet kokosom keker neranichoton betushek 21 ofisaek chechuldoen chikilisiet asi kowong chikilisiet kit nekoesho okiliot nekotelelchin neranichoton. En let ko en tilet nebo kapkirwok ko kakityakta neranichoton en bond nebo rabishek 50,000.
It further emerged from the evidence that the respondents were not arrested at the scene of the alleged offence but were arrested later in the evening at a compound of the area member of parliament. The deponent was not able to state with certainty the respondents were among those who torched the motor vehicle. This actually casts doubt on the direct linkage between the respondent and the alleged offence. Each respondent shall be released on a cash bail of Kenya shillings 20,000 plus one contact person who shall act as a surety.
Kongeten county nebo Nakuru, logoiywekab emet chebo Kass. Kainenyun ko Sylvester Rono.
Ilianza.
Najua kuna maandamano imeitishwa.
Ngebe county nebo Narok kole kokikoito somet koityi meng'ikab Narok kosikong ak korib kalyet en komosaton missing ko en inguni kichopchingei keyai kambaget alage en biik chekochin kosibet anan biik chemoche koboiboenchi kotinygei anan kobwat akobo betut noton nekibet en sobet neranik en kenyitab 2024 en kasaranoton kibite kambaget nekibo finance bill.
Najua kuna maandamano imeitishwa tarehe 25 kukumbuka wale ambao watoto wetu tulipoteza mwaka 2 iliyopita. Tunasema pole kwa wale ambao walipoteza maisha. Hata sisi kama hapa county tulipoteza watoto wawili, lakini ningependa kuwaomba kwa heshima kuu ya kwamba maandamano haiwezi saidia, na kwa sababu kuna wale wametangaza ya kwamba watafika kwa kila town hapa kaunti ya Narok. Sisi ni kaunti ambayo tuko na jamii zote ya Kenya ambayo wanaishi hapa, na kitu kidogo kama maandamano ama kitu kidogo ambayo mtu anaenda kurusha mawe, unaweza rusha mawe na mtu arushe rungu, na hizo mbili ikipatana sio mzuri. So nimetoa onyo na nimewaomba kwa vijana wetu hapa hii town yetu. Saa hizi tunashukuru Mungu, watalii wengi watakuwa wakitumia hii town kwenda huko Masai Mara, na tungependa wageni wetu kutoka ng'ambo waone ya kwamba tuko na furugu hapa hii town. na sisi tunajua kama ilikuwa ni peaceful demonstration hatungekuwa na shida, lakini mimi nimefanya kazi miaka 25 kwa serikali, sijaona peaceful demonstration kwa Kenya. Bado sisi kama Afrika hatujajua peaceful demonstration. Peaceful demonstration ni kukuja kurusha mawe kwa polisi na kutupa mawe kwa hizi manyumba. Naomba usijaribu tarehe 25 kuja town ya Narok. Town ya Narok watu wako peaceful, wanafanya biashara yao, na hatungependa kuona watu wakiumizwa tena ama kuuliwa tena. Kukumbuka kwa wale ambao wameaga dunia, sio kukuja tena kuua wale wengine. Basi inamaanisha leo wengine wakikufa tarehe 25 tena wakuja wafanya anniversary? Hapana. So kwa vijana wetu, Narok is a no-go zone. Hatutaki mtu yote akuja maandamano. Sisi tuko very busy, tunafuna mahindi, ngano hiyo ndio hiyo karibu iwe tayari. Wageni wetu kutoka ng'ambo wanakuja kwenda Masai Mara. Tafadhalini Wakenya, sisi mtuheshimu, kwa sababu tunataka Wakenya wote ambao wanaishi town wanafanya biashara, tusikuje kuleta furugu kidogo, kwa sababu Narok County iko very sensitive. Inaanza kama maandamano iwe kitu ingine. Ni kweli ama sio kweli wananchi? So tafadhalini mwote hiyo.
Koityin koyochinet serkalitab emetab Kenya ak noton nebo Japan asikimuktechi serkalitab emetab Kenya komuch komong ak kochob karisiek oret agenge nekobit bandab tai noton nebo chokyinet en emoni, missing en sekta noton tinyegei ak chobet nebo karisiek.
5 billion shillings will fund the reduction of energy losses program. Reliable, affordable power is the backbone of every factory and every home. By cutting technical and commercial losses, we lower the cost of energy, steady our grid, and make Kenyan industry more competitive. Cheaper and cleaner power is the foundation of an industrial economy. Approximately 4 billion will support Kenya's reform and development agenda. This reflects Kenya's confidence and Japan's support in the progress we are making and our commitment to responsible economic management. This will help reinforce essential public services, protect key social investments, and strengthen the institutions that underpin sustainable growth. Together, these three priorities carry a single message: Japan's trust in Kenya's direction and Kenya's commitment to manage every cent with discipline, transparency, and accountability.
Your Excellency, this journey began a while back, to be exact around 2024, but today it has culminated in the signing of the two documents that we have just signed here. And one is that we are signing the loan financing agreement, and also the MOU on how to monitor the implementation of this project, which I think is very, very critical in ensuring value for money. So just two things. Number one is this agreement is coming with about 3 components. Apart from the one that is directed towards the private sector on automobile, we also have the component of the energy component that has been spoken to. And finally, of course, we have a little component on budgetary support. But Your Excellency, going forward into the next financial year, we have given an indication that we would want also to get more involved in getting more funding for budgetary support. This is in line with our strategy. And our strategy as a country is that we are exploring other alternative, more concessional funding models, given our situation in terms of fiscal space. And this is one of those initiatives where we are exploring other alternative sources of funding, which are much, much more cheaper than the commercial rates at which we have been borrowing. Samurai bond, if you check, you'll find that the borrowing is between 0.5 and 3%, depending on the credit rating of a sovereign. So this is one of those initiatives that we are taking as a government to explore other alternative more cheaper funding models. And finally, it's also helping us in ensuring that we deal with the foreign exchange risks which are associated with over-reliance and over-dependent on one particular currency as in terms of our loan portfolio. So I am grateful that this is being realized today, and thank you, Your Excellency.
The automotive industry is not just about the automotive industry. It has many other associated industries. I know your passion in textile, but as we do the upholstery for the vehicle, we have demand for the upholstery. As we do the leather for the vehicles, for the dashboard and all that, again, we have demand for, for the leather products and all that. So it has a huge multiply effect. And our young men who are out there not too sure what to do will have an opportunity to work meaningfully in the industry. Your Excellency, allow me also to say that in our discussions around how we can improve our exports to the world, we always go with our basket of coffee, tea, and avocado. But as we all know, the value of those compared to finished goods such as vehicles is very different. So as a country, we must improve the value of our export basket. And the first and surest way is through this automotive bill. So Your Excellency, I want to say that arising from our discussions, also with our friends, including South Africa, you are able to help us overcome a very huge challenge of how we can be able to join the automotive supply chain in South Africa, which is the biggest in the continent. And I'm happy to note that out of that, we've had very good conversations, and some of these companies that are here would want to join that. Allow me also to say that of the top 6 richest countries in Africa, South Africa, Egypt, Nigeria, and Algeria, most of them either have oil or minerals. If you don't have those, you must be good in manufacturing. So agricultural produce is good, but we need value addition. And I think this is really the conversation that we would want to bring. We are looking at creating long-term sustainable jobs. Currently, we have about 100,000 jobs in the auto industry. I was discussing with some of the auto suppliers, and some of them are supplying as far as Zambia, Ethiopia, and all these countries around us. That is good. But one of the biggest constraints towards the expansion has been capital. And that now has been resolved. So part of the funds that we have today here will go towards helping them to expand, will go towards equipping our young people with training in current technology, future technology like EV, so that we can be able to bridge the gap. And in a few years from now,
Kagetoi anan kagemuch ketestai ak kurset nebo kealda chaik choton chebo papoti kong'etege emoni komanda koba sirosiekab sang. Kong'ololi en kasarta much kondochi aldaet anan cheng'etab siret nebo aldaetab chaik choton chebo poti en komosta nebo Paris en emetab France, komwa ofisiyat neo en benkit nebo Equity Dr. James Mwangi kole miten kamuget nebo walda emoni chaikwak chebo poti kong'etege emoni koityi emotinwekab sang.
A couple of months. We're glad that the Kenya government, the French government, did everything they could to support the Kenyan and the French people to accomplish a major milestone. For the Kenyans, we are learning from the French culture of premium products, of lifestyle. I think Kenyan, we are really good at commodities, producing coffee, tea, but not processing and adding value. So today I was very privileged to visit Paredite shop out there on my own without my friend, just to be sure, and seeing 4 Kenyan brands of Badea Kenya tea sitting besides the globally known brand, and seeing the same price tag. Paredite has been kind and generous in building a fair trade with our farmers. And the price, I'm a small-scale farmer. If I'm able to deliver the tea to him, I can see my price going 30 times of what traditional commodity tea price is, to long-lasting relationship between our peoples, to our people. Yes. Yes.
just celebrate the joy of helping the tea farmers in Kenya. This is the first step. Now, Palais d'été will do his best to keep the contact, of course, avec each tea farmer, to try year after year to increase the delicious production of Orthodox tea and to promote and to market in France, and not only in France. We are in different countries of Europe, and let's try to make Kenyan tea a name. And of course, geographical indication is can be also extremely useful. Thanks to Martin, thanks James, and thanks to everyone being here for them to celebrate the joy of helping tea farmers and celebrate also the friendship between Kenya and France.
In Kenya, relationships are strengthened when people sit together and have a cup of tea. So I believe that this partnership has been strengthened by this tea that we're sharing, which is really a traditional Kenyan way of things. But now this tea is a bit different. After our game, now we're refining things the Parisian way, and I'm really glad to be part of this journey. Kenya and France have strong bilateral relationships that are really anchored on economy. And over time, it's like you've said, Madam Kagia, has continuously increased. Initially, we had 30 companies from France. Now there are about 140. And really, that is a sign of our relationship getting stronger. With Africa Forward Summit, definitely, our relations are strengthened further. Kenya is an agricultural country. 70%, of our economy, especially the farmers, it's from agriculture. And of course, tea being a priority. And one of the things that we see has been an issue is value addition. And tea being a priority, we note that a lot of the tea that we have in Kenya is blended to make other teas. And we also don't brand our teas, we don't value addition in packaging. But now, with what we are seeing here, I think we're going to see an increased, the balance of trade, will improve. So we are indeed very, very, very grateful to you for that. And looking forward, with Africa France Summit and with the G7, our relationships strengthened. I think we will see much more than that. You've mentioned about many other products. And of course, us as the embassy and representing Kenya, we are there to support in every way.
This event, for like all of you said, it's a very emotional and it's an event with deep meaning, both in fact and also symbolically. Because what I believe is what has been done with tea, and this event shows what can be achieved. And I'm sure it is a challenge, and that farmers back home, once they get to know the transformation that can occur, they will be asking, whether they are in farmer society, whether they are in factories, they will be asking their leaders, if this can be done in tea, why can't it be done in coffee? So I think we look at this event as a seminal event that will set off a cascade of events.
Kistoenge noton tinyegei ak aldaetab chaik chebo putii en taonit nebo Paris emetab France keweksei Nairobi asikebe taonit noton nebo Eldoret ole ko oret agenge nekanapta somanetab muswoknotet en emoni kotesetai kibagengeit noton indochin tiemutik chebo Kassnep ak waletab syllabus asikomuch kotorchigei noton koimuch konyorunen kelchin neranik somanenywan nenyoru en TVET en emoni asikomuch kotoret en betusiek chebwone.
In the space of Kassnep programs. Currently, we have close. Let's also appreciate this.
National Polytechnic, which is one of the centers, Kassnep centers in the country. We have about 12 or 11 more where we are training Kassnep programs in this country. As you are aware at this level, as you are aware, CASNEP, they are professional trainers. And we are very happy to integrate their professional training with the technical training that we are doing in the technical centers like this one. So what we are looking forward into, even as CASNEP revises the syllabus and the guides, what we are hoping for is that the technical training and the professional training which they are doing will be able to be integrated, and we'll be able to get also training in micro credentials within that professional space. Why are the micro credentials for us especially in the technical training important? Because we need now in this country, if we are going to Singapore, to come up with people who can change a space very dramatically. And therefore, when we hear that CASNEP wants to have micro-credentials where we are training these young people to be able to be excellent in a certain space, so that whenever they go, therefore, outside there to certain institutions, or they can be able to transform those institutions very pragmatically because they have been well polished in a certain area of training. Or even when they go and start their own enterprises, which is what we are encouraging, then they will be able to move with those enterprises very well, because CASNEP will have crafted them in the business areas very, very with exactness. We have been training and educating young people in this country for many years. We are all aware. But which is the niche that we have been missing? We have been missing that niche where we craft our young people with exactness, and they are able to do what they are required to do by the changing world with the exactness that is required.
And what we're committed to is continuous learning. You can't graduate and then that's it. The world is changing so rapidly. You need avenues and opportunities to really learn different things and allow you to, like she said, have a niche, have a proper understanding of a specific sector, so that whether there's a job or not, once you have that qualification, you're really able to get into that sector and actually make it and change it. So really, that's what this event is about. We're launching we're launching a new syllabus, of course, taking into account the changing industry and the changing sector. And we're also launching the micro-credentials, revision studies. Our goal is not just to have skilled people or skilled generations, but empowered ones, because that's the only way we succeed as a nation.
CASNEP is here to launch a number of things, and we chose Eldoret National Polytechnic, the Eldoret National Polytechnic, because of their status. They are a center of excellence, and we are launching all the centers of excellence based here in Eldoret, but also available in the rest of Kenya. We are also launching our revision guides for our, which are also like study packs for our students who are pursuing various programs, qualifications, and also we are also giving an update to all our stakeholders regarding the syllabuses review, major syllabuses review, and also to launch accredited training institutions.
My name is Dr. Koye Charles, the Chief Principal at the Eldoret National Polytechnic. Today we host CASNEP during this two-day Centers of Excellence and Accredited Training Institutions conference and launch. And this is a testament of confidence and trust that the CASNEP have on the institution, and we really appreciate that. And during this function, the Eldoret National Polytechnic will also be branded as a Center of Excellence by CASNEP. And we believe that this partnership will be able to unlock even greater opportunities for both our trainees and our staff.
Chitab Kalenjin asome en nguni kebe en kamunoshek wege ketestai logoiwek emet cheitun en ketesiet nebo Kass TV ko choton chebo Kass Mashinani. Metwage kiweksei en komalo.